Hi, this is Mrs. Lopez from Mountain View. Today we're going to look at characters, and characters are another element of fiction, and we're going to take a look at how the character traits are developed throughout a story. So the secure skills for 5th grade is to use text evidence, things like dialogue, the words that they say, thoughts, things that they think to themselves but don't say to others, and actions to infer the character traits in a story, drama, or poem. We'll also look at being able to identify and describe how characters interact with one another and respond to events and challenges in a story, drama, or poem. Developing, we're going to look at how characters change as the plot moves towards the resolution. And this is true the more depth that the stories get into, especially when you're looking at novels compared to a short story. The characters won't stay the same for the entire story, but instead they can start off one way, and it goes into part of what the author's trying to share with you in the story is that character development and how they can grow and learn. There is a chart here that is a very incomplete list of character traits, but when we're thinking about character traits, physical traits are a way that we describe people. Does someone have brown hair? Do they have brown eyes? Does their smile sparkle when they're laughing? Things like that are physical traits, but character traits that we're looking at here are more about their personalities. These are things like, is the person active? Are they a good person on the whole? Mean is also on this list, and that's more of a overall is their behavior that of a mean person, not in a moment did they make a poor choice. Is someone polite or popular? Are they a responsible person? So those are the types of character traits. We could also call them personality traits that we're looking for evidence of in the text. What I'm going to do is break down here using actions, thoughts, dialogue, and motivation, why they're doing something, using Chrysanthemum as an example. So in the story Chrysanthemum, in the beginning, she was skipping. And she was thinking things like her name was perfect. Meanwhile, she's saying to other people things like, hooray, school. So her thoughts and her words are matching each other here. And what was her motivation for skipping and saying things like hooray, school? Was she saying like, oh, hooray, school? No, she was really excited for school to start. And so those things show, in terms of her personality, in terms of her character traits, that she's both a youthful and joyful person. Mouse. When we get further into the story, there's more actions, thoughts, dialogues, and motivations as the story moves along. In terms of actions, she's not responding verbally to the mean girls. She hears them, it affects her, but she's not responding back to them. But what she's thinking about is that she wishes that she could change her name in response to what they're saying. And she says things like, school is no place for me. My name is too long. So that's what she's saying to her parents when she gets home, where before she thought that her name was perfect. And her motivation is that at this point she dreads going to school. She'd rather stay home where she's loved. Her parents show her so much love, so she would rather be with them than be at school with these mean children. And so what this shows about her, it shows a couple of things. It shows that she's shy, she's unconfident or not confident, she's hurt by the mean girls, but she's also too polite. Rather than when they say something mean, for her to say something mean back, she just keeps that to herself rather than saying hateful things to them. But then it does turn around. At the end of the story, while she's still not saying much of anything, she does find that her name is perfect. And again, not a lot of dialogue. It's more in the way that she's reacting to everyone else. And we can see again at the end of the story that she can celebrate her name and be that joyful person again. So even though she went through that hurt period, she was able to come back around and find that happiness again.